So, hi, lower L group again. We're going to go through now the rest of your packets that don't pertain to the math. On Monday, the only thing I'm going to go through is our inflectional endings. You will see it says to figure out new words, look at word parts, and the root word has endings in them. So what they want you to do in the word families is circle the ending. So we know that family ends in a Y. When we want to make it plural, we have to drop the Y and add IES. So we're going to circle the IES, and it says, what does the word mean? Families, it means more than one family. So you're just going to write more than one family. Whoops. When we get to number 2, it has 95 years. The word is years. The ending is the S, and it means more than 1 year, obviously. Than 1 year. When we get to number 3, they have the word started. The root word is start. They added ED to make it something that happened in the past. So when we see the word started, we're going to circle the ED. That's what was added to the word start. And it means it started, or it's, let's look at it this way. Something that began in the past. It doesn't say two families start a business because the date is 1916. So we know what happened in the past, so it's something that began or happened in the past. And so all you're going to do is you're going to take the word that's underlined, circle the ending, ED, S, ES, and then you're going to tell what it means. So that's for day 1, for Monday. On Tuesday, it says, read the draft model, which is what you get here. Use the questions that follow to draft the draft to help you think about using sentences of different types and lengths. So they read the draft model. I like to help my family get chores done. It makes our house clean. It also gives us free time together. That's what I love best. Where could you add a question? So you could ask a question about what types of chores do you like to do? So I like to help my family get chores done. What chores do I like to do? Then you would say, list some of the chores that you like to do. It makes our house clean. So you could add it after clean, or you could add it after done. Where could you add an exclamation point? You could add an exclamation point at the end where it says, that's what I love the best, exclamation point, because it shows what you really, really like. Number 3, which sentences would you make longer? Which sentences could you make shorter? Well, if we look at our sentence here, I like to help my family get chores done. It makes our house clean. It gives us free time together. So what could you make longer? You could say, it makes our house look really clean when people come over. So that's a sentence that you can make longer. A sentence that you can make shorter, but perhaps it gives us free time. You don't have to use the word together. So, and that one you could take off the word together and put the period after time. Now it says, revise the draft by writing some questions or explanation points, by writing some long sentences and short sentences. So now you're going to revise this to add some longer and shorter sentences within this and an exclamation point at the end. So you're not going to repeat this draft. What you're going to do is edit the draft to make it longer by including other sentences in it. If we look through the rest of our packet, the rest of the packet is pretty much self-explanatory and not much that we would need to go over as a group. So let's go on to Wednesday. When we look at Wednesday, we have our making inferences. Alright, so what is that? So it says, why do you think the author thought the camper was a spaceship? So when an inference is, what you're asking yourself, what do you think? What can you infer? What can you gather? What can you know from this? So when you read this passage, one night in the woods, I saw a bright white spaceship under some trees. I was scared, but I tried to be brave. I was afraid the aliens might take me away to the planet. But suddenly the spaceship opened and my friend Natalie got out. The spaceship was not a ship at all, it was just her family's camper. So why do you think the author thought the camper was a spaceship? So we have to think what might have given her that idea. So it says the author has seen many spaceships, the author has a good imagination, Natalie was playing a trick on the author is an alien. So we know that probably the answer to this would not be any of A, C, or D, but that the author has a good imagination in number, so we would check B. And then you will do the same for the rest. As we look through the rest of the packet, we get to this page here, Daily Language Review, seal, and a seal has many different meanings. A sea animal that has 4 flippers to close something up, like when we seal an envelope, or a picture stamped onto important documents is a seal. It's a little stamp, and we stamp the seal on it. So in number 1, it says seal the letter before you mail it. Which one would that be? That would be letter B. The Queen's seal is the King's seal is on his letter to the Queen. We know that that's a stamp on an important paper, so we would select C. The seal swam around the boat. We know that that refers to a sea animal, so we would put letter C. And then we're going to write our own sentences that refer using the word seal in them. When we get to our right to sources, it says, Lee used text evidence to answer the prompt. How are families working together and why we work similar? The Gelders make goods and provide a service. I read on page 105 that they grow fruits and vegetables. On page 106, I read that they plant strawberries and they make jam with extra berries. I can also see that they grow apples. These clues tell me that the Gelders produce fruit and things made from food. These are goods like the baked goods I see on page 108. In Why We Work, I learned that services are actions that people do. On page 109, I read that teachers provide a service to help students to learn. The Gelders also provide a service on page 105, and I read that they sell fruits and vegetables. I can see in the photo on page 107 that they sell honey and jam. The Gelders make goods and provide services by selling their goods. So it says, circle 2 sentences that show how Lee varies his writing. So you're going to show how he does that. How does number 2, underline text evidence that supports Lee's responses to his prompt. So he's going to say how he determined these things. By, for example, on page 109, he says, Why We Work, he said he read that teachers provide a service that helps students learn. So the Gelders also provide a service on page 105. They sell fruit. So you could underline either one of those sentences. How does Lee sum up his response? Draw a box around his conclusions. And write an example that shows expanding a sentence by combining ideas. So remember when we're combining ideas, we use a connecting word, and, but, so. I could say, I like strawberries, and I find fruit helpful for life. So I'm connecting 2 thoughts by using the word and. You can connect 2 thoughts or combine 2 ideas by using a connector word, which is a conjunction, and, so, but, etc. Or would be another. Let's go to lesson from Thursday. When we look at Thursdays, what I've noticed is some of you were not getting this correct. So you really need to read the directions in this. The letter O can stand for the short sound you hear in not, at, or the long O sound you hear in note, oat, because the E makes O long. So circle each word and circle the words with the short sound O and underline words with the long sound. So box, ah. So if that's a short sound, we would circle it. Nose, O's, has a long O sound, so we would underline nose. And then the rest accordingly. And the second part is this: we're adding ed or ing some verbs with short vowels. Double the consonant before adding ed or ing. Some verbs with long sounds and an e drop the final e. So if we're saying saved and saving, we would say saved, we just add the d. But we're doing saving, we have to drop the e, right? We cross out the e and erase it, take it off, and we add ing. For trip, we have tripped. Is it P-P-E-D?
Mhm.
I can't remember. Alright, and then tripping. Now you see even Miss Shannon has memory loss. Now if we have the word hugged, and then we have hugging, and we have joke, so we add joked. But if we have joking, we have to drop the e